By the 3rd century BCE, Ashoka the Great conquered nearly the entire Indian subcontinent, but his empire hit a sudden boundary before the Deep South. Below that line sat 3 independent kingdoms that held off the northern war machine: the Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. The historical proof of their power survives today in a massive collection of ancient poetry. This era is known as the Sangam Age, named after the assemblies of Tamil scholars who documented life in the south. One of the most famous works to emerge from this era is the Silappatikaram, or The Tale of an Anklet. It's a legendary epic whose main characters traveled directly through the territory of all 3 southern crowns. Following their journey provides a historical roadmap detailing exactly why these 3 dynasties remained so distinct from their northern neighbors. Our epic begins with a wealthy couple, Kovalan and Kannagi. They live in Puhar, a bustling port city operating under the banner of the Chola Empire. The luxury they enjoyed was built on historical reality. The Cholas generated massive wealth through political expansion and large-scale infrastructure projects, largely driven by King Karikala. Karikala constructed the Kalanai Dam, or the Grand Aniket, directly across the Kaveri River. As you can see in this photograph, the multi-arched structure successfully diverted heavy water flows, turning the central and southern deltas into the rice bowl of the south. The Cholas didn't restrict their engineering to inland rivers. They constructed a massive naval fleet, mastering early long-distance ocean navigation and shipbuilding. Using large, capable vessels like the one pictured here, they projected naval dominance across the sea. They held enough maritime influence that foreign kings in places as far away as modern-day Indonesia and Thailand paid them taxes. The Chola war machine was certainly fierce, but their economic dominance came from engineering the water, taming the rivers for agriculture, and navigating the oceans for global trade. Returning to our epic, Kovalan makes a fatal financial mistake. He squanders his fortune on a dancer, leaving the couple impoverished. Desperate for a fresh start, they migrate south to Madurai, the capital of the Pandya kingdom. The Pandya dynasty is ancient. Decades before Ashoka, Greek ambassadors like Megasthenes were already writing about the staggering wealth flowing out of southern India under Pandya rule. A massive engine driving that prosperity was the ocean floor. The Pandyas controlled deep-sea pearl fisheries along the southern coast, harvesting and exporting gems to global markets. To manage an economy of that scale, the Pandyas relied on rigorous administration. As seen in the stone inscriptions beneath these lion figures, they publicly carved their legal codes into rock, establishing a society built on religious tolerance and absolute law. For the Pandya rulers, public welfare and strict adherence to justice were required to maintain order. A stable society brought wealth, and stability was maintained through the rule of law. In Madurai, Kannagi gives Kovalan her remaining gold anklet. She tells him to sell it in the local market so they can fund a new business. But the timing is terrible. The Queen of Madurai has just had a similar anklet stolen. The city guards spot Kovalan, accuse him of the theft, and the Pandya king orders his immediate execution without a proper trial. When Kannagi hears her husband has been killed, she storms into the royal court. She breaks open her matching second anklet, revealing the specific jewels inside, and proves to the king that he has executed an innocent man. The Pandya king realizes he has violated his duty to provide absolute justice. The shock of delivering a false judgment is so severe that he collapses and dies on the spot. Left with nothing, Kannagi directs her fury toward the city itself. She curses Madurai, and in the epic's final disaster, the entire capital is engulfed in smoke and flames. The climax of the Silappatikaram captures the historical philosophy of the Deep South. A king's power was conditional. His right to sit on the throne required the flawless execution of justice. Fleeing the ruins of Madurai, Kannagi heads west. She climbs high into the mountainous, incredibly lush coastal territory of our 3rd southern power, the Chera kingdom. The Chera territory, which aligns with modern-day Kerala, held a geographic advantage. As you can see in this view of their inland waterways, the region offered direct access to the Arabian Sea and predictable seasonal trade winds. They used this access to build an export economy. The Cheras loaded ships with local spices, timber, and ivory, sending them straight to the Roman Empire and West Asia. We know the exact scale of this trade because of numismatics. Hoards of foreign currency have been dug out of Chera lands, including this specific mix of ancient Roman silver and bronze coins, proving a massive cross-continental cash flow. By controlling the ports and the sea routes, the Cheras turned their coastline into a highly profitable center of trade, generating wealth without the need for constant territorial conquest. Our epic concludes in the Chera kingdom. The local Chera king, a major financial patron of the Sangam poets, hears Kanagi's story from the locals who witnessed her arrival. Moved by her devotion and strength, he orders the construction of a permanent stone temple dedicated to her, cementing Kanagi as an eternal symbol of moral justice. Thousands of years later, Kanagi is still worshipped across Tamil Nadu and Kerala. The cultural chain linking the modern era directly back to the Sangam age remains unbroken. Chola engineering, Pandya law, and Chera maritime trade provided the stability for these southern dynasties to endure for centuries. While the great empires of the north fragmented and reformed, the southern kingdoms maintained a cultural and political continuity that still shapes the region today.